Hi everyone, Phil Morey, Inspired Breath. And in today's lesson, we are going to be learning about the diaphragm. How did I find out about my diaphragm? Good question you ask. Well, it's because I played the trumpet and I was instructed to do breath exercises to improve my breath capacity in order to be able to hold my breath and expel my breath for longer periods of time while buzzing my lips to create a wonderful sound through the beautiful trumpet in 1984. So I learnt and I lied down and I went, and literally I was like, put my hand on my lower belly and it was like, yeah, that's my trumpet teacher would say, there's your diaphragm. And I go, diaphragm, it's so hard to find where it was. It's not an easy sort of muscle to feel because it sort of sits beneath it's like a membrane beneath your ribs. It's quite hard to feel, but it is there. And I had to do the breaths. I think I was doing, I don't know, 15 breaths or something at once. I can't remember the routine now, but it helped. It helped my breath capacity. But of course, it also started triggering my a few of my issues because it was almost like a mini breathwork session, and I would start to get a little bit a bit hot flushes, or something would start moving. I mean, not a full-on breathwork session, but something would move. And what it showed me was that the diaphragm is really like the key to a lot of understanding the tension in the belly, or the tension that we hold when we're taking the in-breath, especially when we're under stress, or we don't like what someone's saying to us, or we think about saying something difficult to somebody. We often take a more shallow breath for fear of the response, or for the fear that we might lose the plot or get angry. And so the intensity of that actually is sometimes hard to feel because we just push it down so far. But one of the key things to biohacking that is to basically just lie down with your mouth open, legs up, and just breathe into your belly. I'll stand up in a minute, and you can sort of basically see that the belly you can move your belly a lot more than your lungs if you focus on it. And that's a way to, it's called belly breathing. You're not really breathing into your belly because your belly is not a lung, right? But it's like the intention is to breathe for that part of the body. And if you have a relaxed throat and a relaxed belly and make that part of the body move, it helps like bring a great awareness to your diaphragm. I even got a picture of it for you here today. So yes, there it is. You can see that, of course, it's going to be back to front. But anyway, this is the gray matter here beneath the intercostals. And that muscle is the main muscle plus the intercostal muscles of the ribs that is involved in a normal breath. Now, when that's stressed or frozen or not moving properly, other muscles come into play to help you breathe, called accessory breathing muscles, and they can be anywhere from pericardius minor over the heart to the scalenes in the neck, and all those muscles start coming into play. So I have experienced that where I've actually got sort of like stress around this area, stress around my neck when, like when I'm really under the pump or there's a highly stressful situation, and, you're one sense you're holding your breath, but you still have to keep breathing, and the other muscles start moving that mechanism. So trying to understand the physiology of the breath is important. I mean, you don't have to understand it to the nth degree, but for breathwork purposes, but it is good to be able to understand the physiology of the breath for when it's optimal breathing and suboptimal breathing, basically. And it really helps understand how the parasympathetic and the sympathetic nervous systems are working, in our bodies when we're breathing, and what muscles come into play, and how that chronic tension in the muscles like the diaphragm and the intercostals, if they're constantly like, in a tight situation, because we're holding on to something, it's a lot of infantile memory is stored in the diaphragm. So that's a really important thing to understand. And that's why breath work really does get to the heart of some very old traumas in the body, including that period age birth to say age 2. And it's really, really good to help clear that out. Anyway, that's all little lesson for today. I hope you're all wonderful out there, and we have about 3 places left on the 8-day retreat slash training, depending on what you're using it for. Details are below. Please check it out, or just message me or reply to this email if you're interested in coming. It's 8 days, 2,500, all inclusive, and it's going to be a journey like no other. And you'll be having at least 8 breathwork sessions yourself. Okay, bye for now.